Hey guys, today I'm here with Drita, as you can see again. I'm sorry for my wet hair, I just took a shower. Also, if you're hearing background noise, my sister's here right now and watching TV, so I'm very sorry if that's loud. Hopefully it's not. If it is, I'll try to fix it. But today we're going to be talking about 19 common questions, 19 frequently asked questions about bearded dragons. I just looked up some questions, and I'm on reptilinks.com. I'll link the link that I use down below to get the questions. But without further ado, let's get on. So 19 frequently asked questions about bearded dragons. The first one are bearded dragons good pets? Yes. I've done a pros and a cons videos about bearded dragons, so I will link them down below. But yes, I highly recommend getting bearded dragons. They are sweet, they're calm, they're not aggressive. They are a little tricky to take care of. They're not high maintenance, but you definitely need to do your research. So if you want a good pet that's low maintenance, I would suggest getting maybe like a hamster, or for a reptile, a leopard gecko or something like that. Maybe not a bearded dragon. They are good pets. They just require a lot of stuff and a lot of research. So yeah, I would say they're good pets basically, but they require a lot of research. Do bearded dragons bite? No, bearded dragons do not bite. Drita's never bit me. I will say, if I have a blue fingernail polish on right now, and he'll sometimes he's gonna do it. If he sees my hand, he might attack it, but he's not gonna bite it. He just sticks out his tongue. It's not really biting. He just tries to stick out his tongue, but it doesn't really do anything. So I would say, all in general, 99.99% bearded dragons do not bite. Where do bearded dragons come from? So they come from Australia, basically. They live in the desert, if you want to call it a desert. But the most common missuccess is where bearded dragons owners get confused. Is not a sand desert. It is more of a dirtish, hard clay desert where they get it in caves. So they live in a desert in Australia or places near that, but not in a sand desert. They live near more of a clay and not like a hardish desert. Yes, it is very hot, obviously, since it is desert, so they live in hot climates. And the next frequently asked question is, how long do bearded dragons live? Well, in the wild they live about 6 to 8 years. But obviously in captivity we are able to fix a lot of the problems, or hopefully we can fix a lot of the problems they have in the wild. So most bearded dragons live about 10 to 15-ish years. Most of them live 10, 12 years. Obviously that depends on the owner. If you're handling them wrong or taking care of them wrong, they're not going to live long. That is why you need to do your research. I have a video on why research is important. I will link that down below also. But that's just one main reason bearded dragons don't live as long, is because people don't do their research. But other than that, bearded dragons kept in captivity usually live around 10 to 15 years. How much does a bearded dragon cost? Well, I actually have a video on this, so I'm not going to go in depth because there's a lot of factors that go into it. Sorry. But I would say generally, not counting their cage, because you need a 67 gallon cage, because mine was $500-ish, $300-ish dollars. I don't know, because I got it for Christmas from my parents, so I don't know the exact amount. But you can also build tanks that are way cheaper. You just need to make sure they're safe, obviously. But overall, not counting the cage, we got Drita, I would say it's about $400, $500, but it's not counting the cage, just because the cage can be very cheap if you build it, or very expensive when you buy it. How big are bearded dragons when they hatch? Well, okay, so I had Dorito when he was about 3-ish months. He was 5 inches. When I got him, he was literally like, he could fit on my finger. So like, think about your finger, like his whole body, his whole tail. And now, as you can see, he is that big. When they hatch, I would say they're a little smaller than 5 inches, maybe like 2 to 3 inches, but they grow at least an inch every month, and he was like 5 inches. So I would say not a 1 inch, but maybe like 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches. Like I said, I don't really know because I didn't get him when they hatched, and I don't breed bearded dragons, obviously, but I would say that. The next one goes right into that question. How big do bearded dragons get? Well, obviously, as you can see, Dorito is not 5 inches anymore. He's really big. One factor that goes into getting bearded dragons and why people abandon bearded dragons a lot is because, you're pulling my shirt, Dorito, is because they think they're gonna stay small and be this small little cute little pet, but in reality they get about, they get about this big, as you can see. My throat, jeez. But they, like I said, he gets about this big. He is currently 18 inches, although he is 11 months old, well, almost 11 months old in 8 days. But so he's not going to get really much bigger. He might get an inch bigger. Typically, bearded dragons get around 18 to 20 inches. Some can get very big, up to 2 feet, which would be 24 inches. Just depends on your bearded dragon. Like puppies, they could have the rut in the litter. And also, if you, once again, back to care, if you don't care for them right, they can have stunted growth. So that's just one reason. Like I said, when I got him, Judah was about the finger, and he doubled in literally a day. Obviously not a day, but if you want like a video on the track of Judah's size, I've taken a lot of pictures over it to keep track. I don't have like them every month, but I can definitely have a lot. If you want a video on that, just comment down below. The next question is, how big of a tank does a bearded dragon need? We were talking about this earlier with the cost, but bearded dragons need, some people say 40 gallons, some people say 125. I think it's a good middle. They need at least a 67 or 75. It's hard to find 75s. We could not find 75s unless we built ours, so we had to get a 67. But it's really the same length and the same width. It's just the height, which since bearded dragons are, I forgot what like the scientific name, but they're land animals. They don't like to climb. It's perfectly fine. If the height, obviously not like a big dip, but it was just a couple inches or so. So it's really all that was in factor. So it's the same length and the same width. So you just want to make sure you have that same width. I can't remember the width. I know it's 44 feet long. I can't remember, maybe like 2 feet or 20 inches. I don't remember. But obviously you can look it up online if you want to know. Also when I got Truda, I had him in a 20-gallon tank just because I couldn't get that until like Christmas, and I got him in September. And then I got like his cage for my birthday, but I got it when I got him, like his 20 gallon. So like I just had to wait a couple months, which is fine if you want to give them a 20-gallon when they're a baby. Honestly, I would kind of recommend it just because they're that 4-foot cage is really big when he was a baby. And now we just use his 20-gallon when we travel. It's a little tiny, but it works for traveling and stuff. But yeah, that's how big a bearded dragon's tank. I would say at least a 67-gallon or 75. The next question is, are bearded dragons poisonous? I don't know why that's, there's like paragraphs that answer them on this site. It says something about salmonella. No, bearded dragons are not poisonous. Don't really know why they would be. I guess because of salmonella. People think they can get salmonella by touching them. No, unless you touch their poop, that's why I always like eat their poop or something. That's why I always wash my hands after I clean up his poop. Then it's really, you're not going to get salmonella because it's carried in their poop. Yeah, if you don't take care of them and they sit in their poop, yeah, if you touch them, but they should not be sitting in their poop. So it's really simple. Like, I kiss Dorito on the head sometimes. Never gotten salmonella. No way I could get it unless I kiss his poop, which I'm not ever gonna do. Next one is, how do I clean a bearded dragon tank? Well, I personally have not done a video on this, so if you want a video, I will. I'm just gonna explain it in the simplest way I can for sake of time. Basically, what I do is I take out all of his hides, wipe them down with half water and half white vinegar solution. I wipe them all down, and then just to get any like calcium or any bacteria that's on them, and then I take his mat out that's like a shelf liner. I put that in the bath and I let it soak with warm water just to get any stuff that was left on it, and I also pour some white vinegar in that. And then to wipe his cage down, I just use the half water and half white vinegar. Sorry for my dogs barking. Well, I think the mailman, yeah, the mailman just came. Well, okay, well, hopefully they will stop. So, like I was saying, I just use half white vinegar, half water solution, and then I just wipe it down with paper towels. It's pretty easy to clean. It's not the hardest. If you have sand, which you should not have, because that can cause infection, it's obviously way harder, but you should not have that in the first place. Next question is, do bearded dragons need baths? Yes. Well, first there's two reasons. Well, actually 3 reasons. For shedding, and then for you need it for shedding, hydration, and then cleaning. So bearded dragons are pretty clean animals unless they drag their butt and their feet through their poop, which can happen. So, or when they're shedding, like, I don't know if y'all can tell. I know you're comfortable, Dorito. Like, as you can see, Dorito is shedding right there. So I'm bathing him more frequently. I usually bathe him once or twice a week. I'm bathing him 3 times a week now, just because to help him shed, because he's in his shedding stage. But when they do need baths, because they need water, because they won't. 90% bearded dragons will not drink water because they like moving water. So when you give them a bath, it helps it through their butt, or they'll drink it. And also, every now and then, I'll just give him through a syringe because he likes doing that. I don't know if all bearded dragons do, but he really likes just me putting the syringe in the mouth, and like he goes crazy for it. But I still give him a bath 2 times a week just to get his hydration. And this also helps him stay clean. You can just get a soft bristled toothbrush and like scrape, softly brush down your back for shedding, or under if they get poop on them. So yes, bearded dragons do need baths. The next question is, can bearded dragons swim? Obviously, I would say yes, but no. Do not put them in a pool and expect them to swim with 5 feet of water. No. They might drown. They're not fish. Obviously, they cannot swim good, but in shallow water, they obviously can walk around. I don't know if you would call that swimming or not, but they can like walk around, and that's why when you give them baths, you only want to go up to their legs, not any higher, just so they don't drown. Also, if you are near water, I would always watch your bearded dragon, because there is a case that they can drown. So for that question, I would say, you're pulling down my shirt. I would say bearded dragons can walk through the water, because I know Dorito likes walking through the water when he's in the bath, and just like walking in it and stuff. But I would not say they could necessarily swim in deep water. That's for sure. The next question is, are bearded dragons nocturnal? No, they are actually diurnal. This means they are active during the daytime. So they are not nocturnal, which means they would be sleeping during the day and active at night. No, they are I think is it diurnal? It says on this paragraph. Yeah, it's diurnal if I'm saying that right. Which means they sleep during night like humans and then are awake during the day. So once Dorito's lights turn on at 9 a.m. in the morning, he gets up, he starts eating his greens, goes to his basking, up for the rest of the day until 9 p.m. where his lights go off, goes on his hammock, falls asleep, or under his hut, whatever. So yeah, they are not nocturnal. They are awake during the day and asleep during the night. The next one is, are bearded dragons smart? I would say yes, but I'm trying to read this paragraph because, yeah, I would say they're smart, but I wouldn't say they're smart. I would say they are smart, but not as smart as other reptiles. I would say they know how to navigate, and they know that, like, I don't really know what, like, if they're, like, smart, like, I don't really know what that means. Like, yeah, they're smart, they know how to get on stuff, they are excellent climbers, but, like, I don't really know, like, they're not extraordinary smart like some other reptiles. But yeah, they're definitely smart, I would say. How do I determine a bearded dragon's gender? Well, some people just ask whoa, okay, well, he's definitely gonna go down there. He's gonna lay down there. Well, first of all, you cannot tell them until a certain age. So some people go to the vet. I just did it myself. There's tons of things where you can look up and it tells you if it's a female or a male. Basically at the age of like 8 months, what you want, I know, I'll let you back down. I just need to, I'm not going to do it, but you're going to want to slide on the ground, obviously like on a flat surface. You want to slightly lift up the tail, and then you want to look underneath, and if they have 2 little like lines, that's a male, and then if they just have like 1 little thing, that's a female. But I'm going to let him go down there. And then it says, the next question is, how do I cut bearded dragon's nails? Well, I actually just made a video about this on Wednesday, so I'm not going to go into detail at all. I'll maybe say like, you want to cut the black part at the end, right after the white part. You definitely don't want to cut the white part, but I do have that video. I just did it, so I will link that down below in the description with the other videos. The next one is, how do I play with a bearded dragon? Well, I would say you don't want to be roughhousing like with a dog. Like, you can run outside with the dog. But there's definitely some things you can do to play with your bearded dragon. What I do is I let him run around my room, and I'll sometimes like follow him. But bearded dragons don't necessarily like playtime. Like, they don't like roughhousing with you and stuff like that, because sometimes they just like being on their own. But you can definitely do that. I don't know if like bonding, if that means the same thing or not, but you can maybe like watch Netflix with them. I do that for like stuff that's not really playing, but like I do that. If it's the summertime, you can take them outside. There's many things you can do, but I just want to consider them playing time. Like, you can read a book with them. They're not really like animals you can run around with. But you can definitely take them out and cuddle with them. He loves cuddling on my shoulder. He's a cute little boy. Next one is, what can bearded dragons eat? Well, they need baby bearded dragons and juvenile bearded dragons need 80% bugs and insects and 20% greens and vegetables. And then adults need the opposite, so 80% vegetables and 20% do be insects. Personally, I feed Doritos for his greens, collard greens, mustard greens, bok choy, for his vegetables, spaghetti, not spaghetti, they're like yellow squash and spaghetti squash, bell pepper, red bell pepper, sometimes cucumbers. For his fruit, blueberries, strawberries. For his insects, I give him doobie roaches as stable. And then for treats, I will give him either hornworms or superworms. Not tried waxworms yet, but he's definitely had hornworms and superworms. How often do you feed bearded dragons? Well, this depends on how old your bearded dragon is. Most times, babies you want to do into about how much they can eat in 10 to 15. For doobie roaches, Dorito ate about 10 to 20 when I first got him, and they were just like little nips, so they were like maybe this small. And now as doobie roaches are adults, so they're about this big, he will eat 3 to 5 of them a day. He eats and I just give him one serving one time a day. And your babies you want to feed 2 to 3 times a day, and that 5 to 10 or 10 to 15 minute setting. And I only did that for the first week, and then I just did math and gave it to him. And then now that he is 11 months old and almost a year, I feed him 3 to 5 adult doobie roaches a day. And that's it. So that is 19 frequently asked questions for bearded dragons. Like I said, I use this Reptilinks video or link that I did. That's really it. So these were all my answers and stuff that I did. I just thought it would be nice to see what I just wanted to know, and I thought I could do that with a video because I was looking it up, and then I was like, oh, I could do a video and answer them. So I was just answering your 19 frequently. If you have any more list or any questions, you can comment down below and I will definitely do them. My Instagram and all the videos I mentioned in this video are linked down below. If you want to subscribe, you can. If you want to like this video, you can. Bye. You want to say bye, Drita? Say bye. Whoa.